Hey there, and welcome back to Cut Twice, Measure Once. In the last episode, we built the climbing wall, and today I am starting on the structure. Starting with the digital rendering, I converted that into a SketchUp model that I used for my cut list and the framing. Had to learn how to do that, that was new. And it was a ton of lumber, at least 2 cuts, and more nail jams than I care to admit. So let's see if we can get this thing standing. Starting from the digital rendering, I took all of these measurements here and was able to convert that into my SketchUp model. Started this completely from scratch, had no idea what I was doing. A huge shout out to a channel called Upsketch. Watch their videos to figure out how to do all of this. Right now I'm just showing the first floor of the structure. That's what we'll be focusing on today. And here's a nail jam, the first of many that you'll see in this video and countless more that weren't filmed. If you've got a good eye, you might notice something that looks a little bit funky in some of the clips that are coming up. If you notice it, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think it is. If not, I'll reveal it. So you see that piece of sheathing I just put up? It's missing, I don't know, the bottom 8 inches or so. That's actually so that I can get the sheathing to sit flush against the wall and leaving a gap for the baseboard that's already installed there. The cutout I'm about to make is way oversized for the outlet you can see on the right there, but I just wanted to make sure that I wouldn't miss it. It'll be tightened up a little bit later just with some other framing that I put in. I'm actually starting with some of the finish work here a little bit early. You'll see why in a second. Here I'm testing out my 18 gauge nailer for the first time just to make sure I've got the depth right. So because of the size of these sheets for the interior walls, I decided to put them into the structure before I had the roof on it. They wouldn't have fit through the doors or through the window. I suppose I could have jacked it up, but I really didn't feel like doing that. So got them in place now, and then just worked carefully around them so I didn't damage them. I think this part's really cool. So I get that front piece of siding in, and then to cut my way out, I'm going to use a flush trim bit on the router. You can just magically see these openings start to appear. Learned how to do this just by watching some videos on YouTube about framing sort of exterior sheathing, but same concept applies here for getting the doorway and the window trimmed out.
So before I get started installing these floor joists, I'm going to show you I got this whole structure up on some dollies. Got a temporary brace here and used nice 12-ton bottle jack from Harbor Freight, thank you, to lift the structure up high enough so I could get the dollies on it. I decided that I wanted to attach the floor joists from the back side of the paneling here instead of doing some pretty ugly toenailing. So I'll go through and clean these up. Feels good, it's nice and flush. We're going to start putting some floor joists in. I'm actually going to do a quick vacuum first, got a little dusty.
I've got all of these floor joists numbered 1 to 7 just so I can keep track of them, make sure that they fit correctly. They're spaced 12 inches on center. I've got 2x4 joists. They're only spanning about a 5-foot length, and ran the load calculations for it, having them 12 inches on center, directly above the studs in the walls or the cripples right above where the windows are, gives it plenty of safety margin for live load calculations for the floor up there. For the headers for the window, those are 2x6s, so 2x6s laminated with a sheet of 1/2-inch plywood. And then for the header for the doorway, I went with a 2x4 header for that, just to maximize the amount of clearance to actually get in and out. Kids, obviously that's great for them, they're walking in and out. For me, it's absolutely necessary to even just get in and out of there for the construction later on. Despite that, I still smashed my head and my back into it countless times.
That, my friends, is some floor joists. I was doing 2 nails into the end of each one, keep the wood from twisting. And if you saw when I was attaching the 2x4 to a couple of the joists, that was just to get some leverage to untwist the boards a little bit so that there's a flatter surface for the floor above this to sit on. And I was also careful to keep my hands far enough away on these joists when I was nailing them in, so that if my 3.5, 3.25, whatever inch nails punch through and then go out to the side at all, not at risk of hitting my hand. That's part 1 of the subfloor. Now I'm gonna go measure part 2. So I've got my depth on track saw set to about 1/2 inch. This is a 7/16 inch piece of OSB, so the blade will just punch through the back, and that helps minimize the amount of blowout on the back side of the cut. Now we're done with the second piece of flooring. This one will need a few fiddly cuts on it that I'll show you later. Well, you just missed 30 minutes of me talking to myself, apparently. Forgot to hit record. I was getting that first floorboard set up. This one here, there was a whole bunch of misfires.
Future Alex here. Everything I'm saying right now is wrong. Turns out my DeWalt nailer and Pazload ring nail combination, they just don't play nice together. So, note for future reference.
Now I'm going to get started doing that fiddly bit I was going to talk about. So I've got these 4x4 posts here. That's going to be part of the railing. I decided to have these going all the way up from the bottom floor of the structure up to here to give it more stability, because there's going to be a railing going on this side and then part way to the front here where there's no additional supporting wall or any sheathing. It ends up tying into another short piece of wall here that extends up to the ceiling. So I'll be able to have sheathing up here another wall that extends all the way over here, sheathing that goes all the way up here, tying that up into ceiling joists up there. So just wanted to make sure that this is overkill. Do something to dress it up and make it look prettier. But for now, I'm just gonna do some trimming out of this subflooring and hopefully I hit record on that this time.
Thanks for joining us here at Cut Twice, Measure Once. If you're enjoying the video, please hit that like and subscribe button and drop a comment below. We are in fact recording, so it's positive. Let's see if this fits. Perfect. I knew that right here it's gonna be a little bit proud, but I wanted to get it fitting by the 4x4 post so I can then just mark here how much I need to cut off. So you'll get to watch me nailing this board. Got a little bit of gap over here, there's a little bit of warp to it, but nailing it in, we'll get that straightened out. We'll just perfect. Misfire. Just step back, so I probably hit a nail or something, or hard knot. Better. It's a nice good load test floor joist before anyone else is up here. Much bigger than the fingers are going to be up here. Obviously not jumping around or anything, but hard stuff. Another knot. I finished installing this second layer of subflooring off camera, but just want to thank you for joining us this week. And next week I'll be taking you through the construction of the second floor of the structure, as well as some more interior work inside, doing some shiplap ceiling and getting the play structure mounted against the wall. Thanks, and have a good one.